money that I collected. It's honorable that brought
contribution to Nigerian peace.
Me, I want name all of now look into this in Nigeria. When we want to take steps every day to make this country a better place.
New Nigeria is
education is telling them it's time to change.
All colors, shades, angles, and perspectives can be overwhelming in our present world of information overload. This is introducing Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a current affairs discussion phone-in program covering topical issues in the polity. The program is a platform for an in-depth analysis of trending issues by professionals, authorities in various fields, analysts, and key actors in the polity. Ground Zero gives the listener an opportunity to contribute to the discussion via phone call, SMS, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. From the conservatively serious to the ridiculously funny, Ground Zero accommodates them all. Professionals, urban contemporary businessmen and women, policymakers, public service workers, students, artisans, traders, and the in-between. Ground Zero comes up from 5 to 6 p.m. every Tuesday and Friday on Invicta FM and 5 to 6 p.m. every weekday on Procyon Radio and Television. Ground Zero is a production of the Procyon Media. Tune in.
Okay, and you are right here tuned to the program Ground Zero, coming to you from Procyon Radio and Invicta 98.9 FM. It's a lovely Tuesday evening, and it's the first edition of the program that is coming up this year 2023. And on this edition of the program, we will first of all be reviewing the things that we started doing last year, towards the end of last year, which was looking at the strength of each political heavyweight, if I may say, and looking at the front runners and their ability to garner enough votes from their various geopolitical zones, and also if they can encroach into other geopolitical zones and be able to get for themselves enough votes. We would also, this week, like we did promise last week, that this week we are going to continue and conclude on that. But over the weekend, though we mentioned it last week that the G5 said on the 5th of this month, they will be telling Nigerians who to vote for. And within the weekend and between then and now, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo has come out to endorse Peter Obi. And the endorsement of Peter Obi, does that translate to the G5 throwing their weight behind Peter Obi? We wouldn't know, but we would have to wait till on the 5th when they are going to come out to tell Nigerians what and who they should vote for. And it is in that line that we are starting Ground Zero this week, and also to let you know that Ground Zero is a program where we pick up topical issues in the polity, and with analysts and guests in-house, we analyze these issues and try to make sense or meaning out of them. And today is not going to be different. And to be part of the program, you can contribute by the time we open up the phone lines, or you can go to our social media handles now and drop your comments and observations. And this is to let you know that we have a unified handle for all of our social media handles now. Procyon RTV. On Twitter, search for Procyon RTV. On Facebook, Procyon RTV. Instagram, Procyon RTV. TikTok, Procyon RTV. And of course, YouTube is Procyon RTV. So any of the social media handles that you go to, you will be able to see the post in respect of today's program and also make your contributions also to the program. Having said that, you can also send us your voice message, your voice note. But before you do that, I'd like to let you know that for Procyon, the spelling of Procyon is Procyon. That's Procyon. That's the spelling of Procyon. Yes, so go to all of the social media handles and drop your comments and observations in respect of what we'll be discussing on the program today. And my guests, I have a full house. We started last week and two persons joined this week. And unfortunately, the controversial one, Mike Odiakatu, wasn't able to make it to the studio. He's engaged somewhere in town. But we have other persons that will fill in and be able to add value to our discussion of the program today. I'll start from my right-hand side, close to me here. I have Musa Bala. He is a farmer and also a political analyst and of political science. Musa Bala, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ehis. All my colleagues in the studio are listeners all over the world, let me say it. Thank you. Good evening. All
right, and to my left, I have with me another gentleman. He's not new to Ground Zero at all. He is a media consultant and a public affairs analyst. Zwahu, Yanwaidi. Zwahu, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
And to the far left, I wouldn't know if he's the one that should be the controversial one. Because he is also as controversial can be. I'm talking of the one and only Otumba Olu Folorunsho, aka Olu Publisher. Mr. Folorunsho or Otumba Folorunsho, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
I'm glad to be part of this program. And at the same time, I'm glad that you did not have Checkmate to my name. You know that I'm Olu Checkmate.
Yes!
And you know, because of one famous personality, I removed Shego from my name.
I recall that was why you removed Shego from your name.
We will soon get to that. Thank you very much.
All right. And the last but definitely not the least, and also not a stranger to Ground Zero, we have a media personality, a correspondent of People's Daily, and one gentleman that I would say is an astute and detailed analyst in the person of Femi Oyelola. Femi, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much. I'm good to be here.
The microphone didn't pick your voice.
Thank you very much, and it's nice to be here.
All right. Okay. You've heard what we are looking at on the program today. First, the strength of each of our political bigwigs in respect of the oncoming general elections, presidential now, and how they'll be able to use either their clout, their experience, or their political platform to get votes from their political base or their geopolitical zones, because some politicians may come from one base and that base may not actually be their political base. It has happened severally in the past. Now, looking at our front runners, 18 of them actually on the INEC list, but amongst the 18 of them, there are about 4 or 5 that are very, very vocal and popular, starting from Tinubu, Bala Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, Procyon of the NNPP, Nigerian People's Party. We have, I thought Al-Mustafa was in the race, but I think there is a court case in respect of Al-Mustafa.
Yes. Last week.
Has that been done over with?
No. Last week, even there is a verdict from the court, which disqualified him
yes.
from the race.
Yeah.
And because he was presented by one, a factional chairman of AA,
yes.
Odeze, and the party think tank went to court, and 2 appeal court judgments notified that Kenneth Odeze, who presented his name to INEC, is expelled from the party and is not speaking on behalf of the party. Yeah. So today, as we stand, Al-Mustafa is not a presidential candidate
Okay. So Al-Mustafa may be out of it. Then Lekon Abiola. Kola Abiola of PRP. Sorry, Lekon Abiola was my schoolmate. That's why that name is always coming to mind. Of People's Redemption Party is in the race. Amo Yele Sowore is also in the race, and several other persons. But clearly, we know that 4 of them are standing out. Atiku Abubakar, Bala Tinubu, Peter Obi, and Procyon. So they are the ones that are standing out, and they've been able to gather some level of national recognition and popularity. But now, when we are talking about election, we know every election, or politics rather, is local. what local clout do they have in either their home base or political base or wherever they are that may be able to give them an edge over the others. We already took the angles of Zwahu and Musa Bala last week. I'd like to take your angle before I come to Olu Folorunsho. Femi Oyelola, how do you think all these political actors would gather votes from their various political zones or political base?
Well, let me look at it from this point of view, that it is not either make the largest noise to have the good followers. But in this case, if you put down on a analysis board and look at all the political big wigs, you mention them, and then take a kind of a wing, a back drive to where they are coming from. You look at their base and you'll be able to analyze. Like you look at, starting from the ruling party, let us put it like this, All Progressive Congress candidate, Bala Ahmed Tinubu. We know Bala Ahmed Tinubu is a politician that grew up with a kind of building people around him, and these structures that he has built cut across the nation. It's not limited to his own particular area, and he will be relying on this structure for gathering votes. And if you look at from his own area, the southwest, I think he has an upper hand in that area than any other person. Now, if you look at the main opposition party, led by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar is not a newcomer to this game. In the presidential race, and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, having been having served as vice president for 8 years with President Olu Obasanjo, he knows the in and out of the political games in Nigeria, and is also from the northeast. And the Northeast are not a pushover when you talk to deciding who will rule this country. The Igbos will have produced a president long time ago. I think they go along with the Northwest. I think Zik and late Waziri move along, and that is not breakaway. And one went out forming so GNPP and NPP, and that is how they lost the election. That is the only time they will have on that day. So the North is not pushover, but there is what we call the branding in the past, the Northeast now. The vice president of the All Progressive Congress is coming from that zone. From that zone, yes. He's going to destabilize. Strike some vote from the Northeast. Convert some votes to his principal. I don't expect Shetima to fold his hand and then allow his state like Borno State and Yobe State to be taken away from him just like that. He's going to fight with Abba for it. And if you know the kind of a person Shetima is, have win on one with him, he has been a man that has a very good also a round across people. So if the issue of the Northeast, like what I like the Atiku Abubakar will be relying on is massive followers. Those who believe in him. You have people who follow Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I mean, as a religion, they so believe in him, and they cut across the state. They cut across the state. Then when you come to the man, Kwankwaso, yes. Before I go to Peter Obi, let me do Kwankwaso. Well, I will see Kwankwaso as a movement of another day. I will leave it that way. Then we talk about Peter Obi. He's obedient. He's obedient and he's obedient. Well, Peter Obi is somebody who people are looking at. He's going to be. Before coming to the studio, somebody sent a message to me and said, "We are going to shock Nigeria in 2023. We are in 2023. Thank God, gentlemen, we all make it to 2023. Yes. So we are going to see the shock. But let us face reality. Like I said, Peter Obi movement. I always tell people, it's a very good movement that should be sustained, but for another year, or not for 2023. Okay. In the sense that if you continue with the momentum and the followership people are following on, and you build it up, you may end up even having a good followership more than the Zik and the Awolowers. But unfortunately, today's politicians, after 23, they will discard the followership. That movement will die down, and that is not what will come up for me. But for 2023, I beg to reserve my word, and I stand in to be corrected by anybody. 2023 is not for them. Okay. It's for another. Yeah. All right. Let's come to Olu Folorunsho now.
I can see that you've been taking notes and jottings and digging into your human encyclopedia. Olu Folorunsho, let's have your angle to the strengths and weaknesses and possibility of the political actors and figures in their various geopolitical zones.
Yes, sir. Number one, I congratulate the owners of Procyon and as well as the owners of Invicta for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
In this analysis, I will call it analogy as far as I'm concerned, because I will go beyond the level of analysis. We have what we call there are two conflicting aphorisms here. Number one, there's an aphorism that says charity begins at home.
Yeah.
There's another one that says prophets are not honored
in their
own state. This is the scenario Nigeria find themselves. But as somebody who was opportune to have read political studies in India, we don't call it science there. Then it was studies. I have discovered that politics is a game of numbers.
Yeah.
And when game of numbers are involved, a lot of interests and intrigues are encapsulated into what happened. Number one, let's reduce it to the first three. Because bringing conquest, according to my friend, he says it's a movement for another day. It is indeed a movement for another day. The battle we're having today it's a tripod that is between Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu. But I'm happy, we are journalists here. There was one man, we never knew he was going to die. We covered him when he was alive. That was Shehu Musa.
Yeah.
We went to his house. That was the day he told us the story of why he stopped putting on shoe in his life. He said since the day he left army, Abi, he did not put on shoe. And that was how he died, wearing sandals. He said a day shall come, one of my boys will rule Nigeria. And today, who is Tinubu? Who is Caesar? He said, yeah, boy, it belongs to PFN, while I belong to PSP in the days of SDP. Tinubu belongs to PFN and Atiku belongs to PFN. So certainly this battle has been reduced to a game between the two of them. Boys. So one of them, I pray I will be alive. One of them will become president on May 29. Either Tinubu or Atiku. But I've always been saying it, and I've said it once here. I said a penalty kick is better than a corner kick in any football match. Atiku is the penalty kick to remove APC, while Tinubu is the corner kick. You know how many people that stand by the goal mouth doing the corner kick? So in terms of localizing or their strength on geopolitical basis, the two of them have it. Asiwaju is very, very powerful in Southwest, playing a typification of charity begins at home. And Atiku is playing the same type of typification or attestation as it concerns Northeast. It's very powerful there. Don't be surprised when you look at the Southeast, most of them are articulated, while most of the Southwest people, they belong to the battalion. That's what they call it there.
Not the Baptist.
Not they say they are battalion.
Not the Emilocons.
They are Emilocons. Although I don't believe into that school of thought, because I said it, the church where they bombed and killed 40 people in a war was where the marriage that brought me to life was consummated. St. Francis Church, Owaluwa. So it will be very, very, as I speak, I'm still sending money to treat people that are in the hospital. So I have my own reasons why I'm not part of a Minocon. But to be sincere, the two of them have it equal, on equal ratio.
Okay, now that we know the strengths and weaknesses of all of them, now looking at the total number of possible votes that can come from the Northeast, roughly total number of votes that can come from the Northeast, from the Northwest, from the North Central. If we want to break it into zones now, Northeast roughly about less than 11 million. Same thing, Northwest about over 12 million. North Central also, all of them within that range of. Listen, when you come to the Southwest, it's a little low. I know that from the breakdown from INEC record, outside Northwest, the next zone is actually South-South.
Southwest.
South-South from INEC records.
Okay.
South-South.
Registered voters.
Registered voters. South-South. Then that's Northwest, South-South, then Northeast, then Southwest. That was how it was broken down. Before the end of the program, I'll come out with the details of it. But now, if any of these political leaders, I wanted to say figure, if they are strong in their various zones, assuming that I'm breaking it into the northeast, northwest, north central, about 35 million votes. If an article can take 50% of those ones?
Sorry, sir, you permit me to comment?
Yes, I permit.
Number one, sir, I have said it on one program, either here or in Abuja or radio. Even jam. I'm sorry, you know I like to talk like Gwari. They are very simple. They break it down. Jam has what we call catchment area.
Yes.
As far as this election is concerned, if anybody will say because there is a Yoruba man and is attributing all the vote of Yoruba to Tinubu, what a misnomer. Number one, the present serving senator representing Ilesha, Ile-Ife, where my mother comes from, is the junior brother of Titilayo Atiku, in the person of Senator Fadausi.
Yeah.
So that is to say, in Osun State, already they have 33.3% in their pocket. Okay. And now they have done it. And already they have also gotten the governor. Okay. And somebody again is talking of Oyo State, where my brother from Ondo State, I'm sorry, Makinde, who's an Akure man, that we are all attending playing ball together in Akure. Now the governor of Oyo State, that was why he did his Thanksgiving in Akure, St. Andrew's Anglican Church. Now somebody is telling me that Tinubu will win there. Okay, go and tell that story to those.
Well, I like to contribute.
And you know you will come, sir, because encroachment into your enemies, your opponent's terrain gives you an edge. Atiku has already encroached into the southwest. And as I speak, my senior brother, Arakunrin Akeredolu from Owo, in fact from the same town, not village, myself, find it difficult to campaign for Tinubu. But Atiku has encroached. As you said, Tinubu has also encroached to northeast.
Yes.
Because in northeast
he has
Shetima, a man that they love very well. And not only
that, don't forget.
I
don't want to forget this one. Okay. Don't forget too that Makinde is not actually in Atiku's camp.
No, sorry, sir. Please, sir. There are some things we call game.
Okay.
It's like when you and somebody you are going to court, and he's waiting to the last minute and say, "Let us go for out of court reconciliation." The arm have been done. Like I was saying, sir. Now in Adamawa, Tinubu has encroached there seriously by bringing the most loved woman there, Binami, the woman that has the largest printing press in West Africa. So my problem is I want the electorates to reason well. Bring down your eyes, you will see your nose. It's not a matter of allowing somebody to fake you with one endorsement or the other.
All right. I thought
well, the point I was trying to make is, okay, let us just presume, for the sake of presumption and analysis, that each of these persons is strong in their own zones. And all of them are from only 3 zones. Yeah. And there are 3 other zones that are, open to capture. Of all 3, which of them has more reach in other zones?
I think
that's the question we want to begin to ask. That's the question. Okay, let us say Atiku Abubakar is in the northeast. Okay, now let us say it is an easy catchment for him. It is not as easy as it looks, but then
we can
surmise. We can surmise. Okay, then we go to the northwest.
Yeah,
I think it is easy to see that he has even much more reach in the northwest. And then you come to the north central. He has a good reach, but there is going to be some real duel or whatever it is there. Okay, and just as you have mentioned, if you go to the southwest, he has made some inroads, good inroads.
Sorry, sir. Another thing is that there are some.
Femi
land. We have not talked
about Femi, Musa Bala. No, Femi land, Musa Bala.
You see, my senior politics, as we view it as journalists, is different from politics the way politicians
play.
The players play. We as journalists we are factual. We work based on information, correct information, data available to us, not assumption or presumption. We work on data. Where your data is not accurate, you don't presume because you know as journalists you are leading people. Now, when you are talking of the Southwest today, you are talking of Osun State. The Osun State scenario is a state of scenario that even myself and other people who maybe are from that region are quite just watching what will happen. What will happen? Because from all the evidence received by the tribunal in the case between Oyelola and Adeleke, it just says, let's wait for this. Anything can happen. Nobody can predict that. Now, when you talk of your state, don't forget, Mr. Otuba, don't forget that the issue that brought in Makinde is an issue of crisis between power to be. And when those power to be, one of them feel okay, betray them, it's okay. Indirectly, let us put that. But after the immediately Makinde resume office, they say, okay, you are here for some time. We have resolved our differences. So even Makinde, in his right sense, joining the D5, I don't think he was pressurized, but he joined the D5 because of his own interest.
For survival.
He has to survive.
Okay, let's come to Musa Bala now.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me quickly start by congratulating all the contestants for making this election to be one of the most lively. We in political science field, we consider that to be journalist perspective, and we collect data from people, then we make our analysis. I'm surprised when my Oga here is trying to underestimate the strength of the Southwest. If you read the political culture of the Southwestern people, they take decision at any given time, and once they take that decision, it stands. The fact that Adeleke was elected in the platform of PDP, that doesn't mean that they must go for PDP when it comes to presidential election. They always have direction.
No, you are right.
They always have direction. And if you look at the commitment of the Southwest in the formation of this administration, 2015 and 2019, they've really committed very well. See, the Southwest are people that plan for a long time, and once they reach the bridge, nothing stops them from crossing.
You are right.
Like what my colleague here have just said, that the obedient movement is a good, wind that started blowing. But before it reaches the bridge, it must slow down. But if they can maintain the momentum against next, they will be a formidable force to reckon with. Sure. So if you look at the Southwest, for anybody to doubt that Tinubu will not get the Southwest, I think it's a waste of time.
I don't think anybody has said he won't get the Southwest.
It's
not going to be a wholesale. It's not going to be a wholesale thing.
It's going to be a very good result.
If you pick anything over 50%,
thank you very much. And when you come to the northwest or the entire north, if there's any unwritten arrangement that has tried to stabilize the politics in Nigeria, I think it's this rotational presidency. In Delta State, Okowa was the one that called for Southern Governors meeting, irrespective of political party.
Sure.
That power will come to the south. Yes. Now, surprisingly, the same Okowa now is changing the goalpost simply because he was giving the. But the people of the south are determined. Let me tell you something. The people of the south is either Tinubu or Obi, because most of them cannot swallow another northern presidency.
That is true.
They can't swallow it. Take it from me. That is from their early to the general public there. They can't swallow it again. Like for me, I've been conversing. This rotational presidency, I want it to be put into our constitution.
Okay.
It will reduce a lot of trouble in this country. And even when they put in the constitution, I will love a situation where if it is a town of the south, people, they should not bother the north. Southern should go and let their. That is, I'm going. No, it's democracy. Yeah. Once we agree, it's democracy.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money INEC is spending, if that money can be transformed to a developmental project, we will go far. We'll go far. Then we'll have to reduce. We've been saying that our democracy is very expensive. True. Even the way we elect our leaders in this country is too expensive. I still have it in my DC. When Jega was appointed by President Jonathan, the first money he requested for voters review was 120 billion there. That was what he requested just to review voters registration. Now you can see the amount of hundreds of billions that within some. So the power now, the northern governor just made another APC governor, the entire APC governor just made it, and we have found their support for power shift to the south, and their president is Tinubu in that.
Well, what they have said is they said it only tongue in cheek. What was it that led, or how did the build up to the emergence of Tinubu happen? Okay, left them, Tinubu would not have it, and that was the reason. When Tinubu said Emilokon, he actually meant it for his party, and that is it. He actually meant it for his party. No, I'm coming. You raised a very, very strong point here, and I think we should address it. He didn't mean it simply for the whole of Nigeria. He meant it for his party because he provided the jigsaw that, completed the
party structure.
Not for Buhari to emerge. And the arrangement was that he was going to take over.
Exactly.
Okay, and then it came to time that he would take over after even Buhari himself having failed to honor his word by going for only one term. He went for a second term.
No.
Oh yeah. He said that.
No, don't disclose that.
He said that. Oh no. He said that, but that's story for another day. Yes. We can debate it.
Even Atiku is promising you only one term. Then you want
no. That is not the issue.
Then why do you bring it?
Don't water. No, I brought it because this is a fact that has already happened. The fact that has already happened, sir, is that Buhari, said he was going to go for only a term.
Yes.
Okay, and then when it came to 2019, he rescinded.
Yes. We said that he should go for his second term.
Fine. Yes. So he rescinded.
And
he
it's
didn't honor his word.
It's constitutional.
So you see, already at that time, no.
It's constitutional.
Why are you watering what I'm saying? I'm mentioning facts. Okay, you're already mentioning an article that has not even gone there.
Yes.
When he goes there and he does not honor, then we will talk about it.
You cannot cross
a bridge before you reach it.
After you won the election.
So what we are saying,
what
we are saying is that Buhari did not honor his word. If not, perhaps Tinubu would have contested in 2019. But then he didn't contest in 2019.
At the same time,
then he came. Nobody said he violated. We are talking about. You have mentioned.
We are talking about gentleman agreement.
Sir, please don't water down my argument. Fine. So we are talking about honor. Okay, we are talking about honor. I can be very, very legitimate. I can do whatever I want to do legally, but then I am dishonorable. Okay? Because I have not kept to my word. Okay?
Same to gentleman.
A word was not kept in 2019. Then it came to 2023. Okay?
Yeah.
And then again, this same man that was supposed, who provided the platform for whatever to happen in 2015 to happen. Okay, was almost being pushed aside. Then he said, no, Emilokon, it's my turn. It's my turn. And I'm ready to fight dirty.
Yes,
that was the same way he said that.
So
finally, he got
your name again, sir.
Zwahu.
Yes. Excuse me.
But you know, I've not
Musa Bala has not finished. He was just waiting for Zwahu to land. He will come there.
No, the point I make, the point I make is that people should not talk as if we are not coming from somewhere. Okay? These same people, the APC governors, especially from the north, they were trying to deny of his ticket, okay, and whomever, until the guy stood his ground. So we cannot say simply because they have come today and said, oh, power must move to the south, that they necessarily mean it.
I know, let me come in, but I want to join
you see, when the APC governors decided, even before the APC primaries, it was the decision that led to the success of Tinubu as the flag bearer. They have kept to their words. Unlike what happened in 2007, when we saw that, okay, there was a serious hiccup to deny it. And after the death of Yaradua, we expect power to still come back to the north. It never happened.
Oh yeah, that's very, very true.
It never happened.
That's very true.
That's one of the major reasons that led to the collapse of PDP. Yeah. But this time around, APC have fulfilled that promise. And at the same time, you see, when you talk of power shift, irrespective of party, if the president comes from the south or from the north, it's as good as the region have it. So another region now got their 8 years under APC. And at the same time, APC family now decided, okay, Tinubu Atiku is a figure. When I take it or leave it, it's a figure in APC. He have really worked for APC,
sure.
and that is why people now feel that okay, nobody can dislodge
it from.
Yes, and going by his record, as I always say, he remained the only candidate that campaigned with his achievements. Unlike Atiku. Atiku never campaigns. He's not campaigning with his achievement, or even the achievement of PDP in 16 years. The other guy, Peter Obi, is not campaigning with his achievement. And by the time that you are appointing a chief executive in any organization, what we need to hear from him is that what are his successes elsewhere. That will now give him now the confidence and privilege. And I want people that are supporting Atiku, which they are free to do so. People that are supporting Obi, they are free to do so. But please, what are their achievements to enable us know that yes, they are good product for presidency?
Sorry, sir. The essence of this program, according to the anchor, is that we should talk about and assess
their chances
in their
and their strengths and weaknesses.
So now, what some of us are saying is that you cannot be in Kaduna, and those of you who have not gone to Southwest, there's something called street value. The average Yoruba man does not believe in power shift. Right from the days of Nadeku struggle, Yoruba don't believe in power coming to Southwest.
I think I will disagree with you.
100%. That was why the Yorubas have the Igbos to thank for making Ezekwe, our Baba will go to step down for Olu Folorunsho in AD. I was the assistant national secretary. And when he stepped down for Olu Folorunsho, then Ogbonna now stepped down in APP. No NMPP that time. It was APP.
No,
APP was when Barbara became chair, national chairman. The first party was APP, All People's Party.
No, sir.
It's APP, sir.
Okay. From APP, ANPP, then ACN.
Okay. All Nigerian People's Party.
No, all Nigerian. All People's Party.
In 1999,
it was APP.
It was APP. In 2003, it was ANPP.
And when it was APP, we covered their convention at Musa last year, where Olusola Saraki lost to Shinkafi. And along the line, Shinkafi saw that the game was becoming too difficult, so that Saraki would not leave the party. He stepped down for Ogbonna. And at the negotiation table,
I'd like to hear your point.
Okay, I'm in the system, sir. Forget that I'm poor.
When you say
I am in the system,
it has nothing to do.
I said I'd like to hear
I'm
the
in
point.
the
When you
system.
say
So Ogbonna now stepped down for Olu Folorunsho. So to compensate Shinkafi, the retired former DSO, director of NSO, he now to compensate him, he made him to be his running mate. You understand? That was why we have this alliance called AD/APP alliance, and they lost to Obasanjo because as at that time the Yorubas were just looking for freedom. An average Yoruba man is the #1 victim of military government. I suffered mine. I don't want to repeat it again. Femi, and I want to quickly correct my brother. I'm not here to talk as a journalist. I was once a professional journalist, but now I'm now a professional politician.
Congratulations.
So don't look at my view as
okay. I'm looking at you now
as a politician, and that's it. God bless you.
Yes.
So as I am saying, sir, we have done our analysis, and we have come to the conclusion that the easiest way to win a football match, they can't give you 10 penalty kicks and you don't score 1 or 2.
It is possible.
Now, let me answer as a political. As a politician now. Before you get a penalty.
And don't forget, I was the immediate former director of.
I think we have overflogged this issue. Let's quickly look at the Obasanjo's endorsement of Peter Obi, the letter written, and of course the condemnation that's coming from every angle, and why the condemnation. And someone like Olusegun Obasanjo, a former military leader, civilian president, and one that is recognized all over the world, coming out to say this is his preferred candidate. Does he add or remove anything to that candidate? 1. 2, does Olusegun Obasanjo has a moral justification to endorse any candidate? 2. Then 3, why the attack on Olusegun Obasanjo coming from the presidency. Is the presidency contesting in this election that they are coming out with so much victory?
Of course, the presidency is contesting under APC.
Now, let me look at it from this way. You see, Baba Olusegun Obasanjo, I have a very great man I have respect for in his own side. And then, to my politicians who are here, I'm talking as a journalist. As journalists, we believe that endorsement is just a word.
Yes.
It's not an action on the ground. Now, on the 21st of August 2022, the same Femi led APC lawmaker to a meeting in Abeokuta with Obasanjo, and after about 3 hours meeting, he came out to address the press with Obasanjo and decided that Obasanjo just assured them victory for Tinubu. Yeah. You can check Vanguard of August 2022.
You are right, sir. You are right.
Victory for Tinubu. I'm a journalist, and I'll bring part.
Yes.
Obasanjo then addressing us a similar an engagement at a fora. They asked him that you just spoke that even though personally you are not in good time with Tinubu, why? But you say victory for Tinubu. You say victory for Tinubu is victory for the Southwest and victory for the Yorubas. Now, coming at the very late hour and saying, I'm endorsing Peter Obi. I look at it as this, and people were just, it was all over, it is, he has endorsed Peter Obi. Now, if I look at Obasanjo as a person, you look at a man. Nigeria politicians believe in this word endorsement. If they endorse you, that doesn't mean you are going to win an election. You may not even get 10 votes from Obasanjo. Yes. Let me be honest with you. You may not even get 10 votes from Obasanjo. Obasanjo that endorsed you, today Obasanjo is no more in the political system. Obasanjo is busy writing letters in his library and then getting from his health. You understand me? Now he's so busy like that. For him to say, okay, I'm endorsing somebody at this particular time. He has never come. I mean, 90 for how many years now out of rock and the political system. I don't think anybody on this table as politician can mention any political gathering of relevance that Obasanjo has been part of.
All right.
Sorry, sir, let me support you. No, excuse me. It's unfortunate that the worst thing that has happened to Peter Obi presidency is the endorsement of Obasanjo. Let me tell you the reason. Number one, let me tell you. Obasanjo is a gamer. He's an opportunist. You have respect for him. I don't have respect for him. That was why I removed Shegun from my name. Okay. And I thank God. We have met. Let me tell you something you don't know. The first time I have problem with Obasanjo was in 1979. He saved me because that time elections were normally held in May, June, and swearing was in October. And he made the man I love so much, Oyelola, to lose. Because because as at then, the tide was favoring NPN. And I was a member of our Vanguard. So when Obasanjo come to Owo in his 504, which president was using, as a young boy, I went to the 504, I hit the motor. Soldiers wanted to beat me. He said they should leave it. But secondly, there was a day again on this platform, Invicta, God bless Invicta, when I abused him, or not abused, or I said unkind word to him. The late Yoruba president in Kaduna, Ogunto Igbo, called me at night. He said, do I know that somebody sent my recorded words to Obasanjo? And he called me. Obasanjo called me in the night by himself. And I told him I'm an woman. He said, no wonder your head is not correct. And I'm happy today to say that my head is correct. All my children are first class. So why will my head not be correct? So the truth of the matter is, I'm sorry for my in-law, Peter Obi, for Obasanjo's endorsement. Number one, he has no constituency. Even in Otafam, Obasanjo cannot win councillor. But I'm not here to campaign for APC. It is their problem. When Obasanjo sit down and see that Femi is going to win this bet Niger, he key to your ticket. I'm sorry, you understand? That is his life. Now, he has asked you to support Atiku, a man that is about the enemy, or to support Tinubu, a man you seize his Lagos State money for 2 years. I have been telling people, bring down your eyes, you will see your nose. When they say Obasanjo will endorse, I didn't buy the newspaper. I was angry for seeing on the front page. Who is Obasanjo? We are talking of election.
All right, let's quickly talk.
Lost election in Ogun State.
Let's quickly, Olu Folorunsho. So let me quickly tell our listeners everywhere in the world that yes, We have roughly 16 minutes to round up the program. But the beauty of it today is that even at 6 o'clock, when we'll be leaving Invicta, the conversation still goes on. You just go to procyonnews.com. Click on the media player. Let me spell Procyon for you. Procyon is spelled Procyon. Procyon. Procyonnews.com. Go to the website. You will be able to listen to the program even after we delink from our transmission on Invicta. But the conversation will still be going on. Let's take a couple of calls now before Musa, Bala, and Zwahu react, so that let's give our listeners opportunity. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Mr. Ehis.
Good evening. You are welcome to the program.
Thank you. You are doing a very good job since you came back. The program is getting requested by the day.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Who do we have the honor of having? All right, Engineer Emmanuel.
Yeah, all the girls are spoken very well. You know, my own opinion, you see, Obasanjo has made his own opinion. That is his own opinion, which nobody will take it from him. And doesn't Peter Obi, that is his own personal opinion. It is left for Nigeria, the 200 million Nigeria now, to make, they are the ones, through the help of God, to do the final government. Do you understand? So, I think for me, on 25th February 2023, Nigeria will do the final endorsement. All we need, we don't expect to get this kind of administration ever in our history of this country anymore. APC. I'm saying that is the worst thing that has ever happened to us in this country, because what we bargained for, that is not what we see.
All right.
If it is suitable, they endorse. They won't be insulting him. Because
all right.
When Tinubu went to Ota, he knows that Obasanjo we cannot win Ota, his own local government. Then why did he go to him in the first place? He should have gone there to seek for his own support. I don't know why when things does not go to one level, they begin to criticize.
All right, thank you.
They are criticizing him. When he endorsed them in 2014, when he came up in 2015, then 2019 he endorsed Atiku. Did Atiku win? So it is Nigeria that will decide. For me, I pray that we get a good leader that will move this country forward. No one will be fighting. That is what we are saying today. Everybody is suffering.
Thank you, Engineer Emmanuel. Thank you, Engineer Emmanuel. Thank you so much, Engineer Emmanuel. You've made your point. Thank you so very much. 0809-4646-206 is the number to dial to be a part of the program. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Ehis and Kuro. Good evening. Kure is the name.
Good evening, Kure. You are welcome to the program.
You see, in my own opinion, Bala said it all. And always, every time he predicts, it comes to pass. Me, what I'm seeing at the end of the day is Obi's achievement. That's where the battle will be fought. Because the very simple mathematics is that Tinubu, he don't have the language to please Nigeria. And we were very angry with him. The way he talks. How will somebody that will hate me, will abuse me on here? If I'm the one, they will say that I'm throwing a hate speech. Before I know it, they will arrest me. So it seemed to me between Obi and Atiku, they are the ones that will battle it.
All right.
Finally, Baba, let him just rest. Let him just announce it. It's not an issue of family and friends that he's telling us that he's done. Let other people test it. It's Obi not in Nigeria. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kure. 0809-4646-206 is the number to dial to add your voice to the conversation. And if you want to go to our social media handles to drop your comment and observations, you can also go to Procyon RTV. That's Procyon RTV. Those are the that's how you can get to our social media handles.
Okay, journalists among the politicians. Please let me say this word and beg them in this way. you gentlemen, you have followers, you are into this system, you are politicians. You see, we have come to a level in Nigeria, all over the world, that campaign is issue-based campaign.
Let's take this one. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Yeah, good evening. My name is I'm calling from the company.
All right, Elder. Nice to hear you from Lokoja. Let's have your take.
Yes. What I don't like about Nigeria is simple. If you don't simple us, we will all manner of activities. In 2015, right? When Obasanjo involved Buhari, he was a saint then. Obasanjo is entitled to people. It is left for Nigeria to choose who they feel will look best. But this person and abusing members to this man, it's not justified. Everybody has the right to choose who he wants to choose. Now you say you cannot win his local government, but you make the decision. We are looking at you don't do. People don't anywhere. Please, let Obasanjo have the right to choose whoever he wants to endorse. I think that is just my contribution.
All right, thank you so
much.
Thank you so much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Ehis and others in the studio here.
Good evening, you are welcome to Ground Zero. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Simple Communication, the examiner. Ehis, you have put us in the hot seat and you thank you very much for putting on this program so that we can be able to be proper and like it.
All right, a simple comrade, let's have your take.
Yes. And what I wanted to say is that this time around, Nigeria does not need endorsement. What we need is that let our leaders, all the leaders come together and tell Nigeria that this is the way forward so we can be able to, and those campaigning, they will also put on their feet, let them know that what Nigeria wants to be is let us live with our two eyes closed. When Obasanjo was in the state, when Agbon was on strike, Obasanjo was silent. And Agbon was this morning through Invicta here that what's the difference between Peter Obi and Labour? Because even the Labour that's adopted, Nigeria Labour Congress has started all these 7 years. No fuel, everything is down. So, and in this video, you know, before even left to Abuja, that we have been crying that most of these lotteries are closed. Just supposed to make sure that this lottery has opened so that Nigeria will get a job and will come out of the bush and work. But nothing is being done like that. Despite Kaduna Desert Limited and one other and partner others. So what is Obasanjo said? Let them put his effort and make sure that everybody, let them make what is good for us. Then Nigeria is better for everybody. Not endorsement.
All right, thank you so very much. What we are going to do now, because we are about to wrap up from Invicta FM, for the purpose of those listening to us on Invicta FM, I just want Musa Bala to give his take maybe in a minute, and Zwahu will also give a take. Then we'll come back and continue with the program even when we sign off from Invicta FM. So Musa Bala.
Well, I think I sympathize with former President Olu Folorunsho. I expected him to by now be one of the among the leading elder statesmen too, because he's supposed to consider everybody as his candidate. Then I believe whoever he endorses will definitely have backlash. Even if it is Nebu, you have backlash from BDP. If it is BDP, you still have backlash from other side. And for the purpose, nobody say Obasanjo has no right to endorse. You just ask us how effective is that endorsement. And then lastly, on the issue of Nigeria being, look, support your candidate. Don't say that. If I'm speaking for myself, if you say this man will not make, some people have been condemning for people for 8 years and they are one still winning election. And lastly, honestly speaking, the worst thing that ever happened to Nigeria, and it's still that it may happen, is for you to have a leader that will spend years, and at the end of the day, after misappropriating our funds, he or she will not have what to say have done. We have seen corrupt people in this country. If what APC is doing now, had they been PDP have been doing project that from like 2003, we would have been truly the giant of Africa and a force to be the government. So the worst thing that happened to Nigeria.
I'll keep my final comment. I'll keep my final comment only to the potency, so to say, of Obasanjo's Obasanjo, of course, is an elder statesman. And being an elder statesman, whether we like it or not, and whether we like him or not, he also has his following. There are people that are loyal to him. Yeah. And there are many people that are just waiting to see him say, go this way, and they are ready to go that way. And then, of course, he also earns the right to point people in a direction he deems okay. It is left for the people to determine whether or not that direction he's pointing to is good or not. But we should not forget, Obasanjo endorsed Buhari in 2015. We are here in 2023. What do we have to say? He endorsed Atiku in 2019. Atiku did not win, in spite of their fights, all of that. And he endorsed Goodluck Jonathan in 2011. Okay? And he was there. How did we end? So if we are to take a history of his endorsements
and the outcomes,
what do we say? Okay? He endorsed Yaradua. Yaradua did what he did. Okay? So it is neither here nor there. He earns the right, but then he also has only one vote.
All right. So what we are going to do now is we are going to sign off from Invicta. But like I said, go to www.procyonnews.com. www.procyonnews.com. Procyon is spelled Procyon, and you'll be able to listen to us. And our social media handles, you can also go there. You click the link that will take you to where you can watch and also listen to us. The social media handles is Procyon RTV. That's Procyon RTV. That's Procyon Radio Television, but Procyon RTV. Go to all the social media handles: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just go there, click on that particular handle. It will take you to where you can listen to us. And for our listeners on Invicta, on Friday, we'll be on again for another package of the program Ground Zero. And we sign off from Invicta now. Let's come back to the studio, and in the next 30 minutes, we try this all out and also give opportunities to others that still want to call in to also call in and air their views for the benefit of those that are listening to us from every other part of the world. My name is Ehis, and the guest on the program today, Musa, Bala, Olu Folorunsho, Femi, Oyelola, and Zwahu Yanwaidi. Invicta FM, we love you. All right, to our listeners and viewers on Procyon Radio Television, we are going on with the program. Let's now wrap up our discussion on the program. I want us to do all of this in the next 30 minutes to 30 minutes. Be okay?
It's okay.
Yeah. So I think we should talk. I mean, because the other time, I think Musa, Bala and I just did a brief recap. Let's number one, does he have the moral
justification
to
be endorsing?
To be endorsing? I think he does.
Okay.
In spite of what anybody may think about Obasanjo, okay? Obasanjo is an elder statesman, like I said, and he has seen a lot, okay? And he comes with a lot of national memory, okay, as a player in the arena, okay? On the battleground, okay, whether the battleground of politics or the battleground of war, he has seen it, and he, in spite of how people may not be happy, I never voted for him in the times that he, and I'm one of the people that believe that he's squandered wonderful opportunity to have set Nigeria on the right footing in 1999, because his government came with a lot of goodwill. And he had
a lot of support,
just as Buhari's government
and a lot of fear,
goodwill and support and fear. Everything you have mentioned in 1999 is the same thing that you replayed in 2015, but in both cases, probably even worse in 2015. This is where we find ourselves. Okay, so in spite of all of that, because I mean, if we today remember Mantu, who came out with his confessions. Okay, apart from being paid about how they read or whatever, so perhaps we have an Obasanjo who is contrite today, and he wants to do right. Okay, so yeah, so there is nothing that says. But what is the grain of his message? He has given the grain of his message. Sorry, let me just.
No, I thought okay.
Yeah, he has given the grain of his message. It's left for Nigerians to sit down and think whether or not. But like Musa Bala said, whichever way had Obasanjo gone, there would have still been. In fact, if he had endorsed either Tinubu or Atiku, the kind of blitzkrieg he's going to receive from the
other party, yes, from the obedience, and even the other party.
Honestly, we would not have been sleeping in this country right now. Do you understand? So now they are very happy because Obasanjo said, I endorse this guy. But if it had been the other way around, so finally for me, it's neither here nor there. Obasanjo has got only one vote.
Yes. Honestly speaking, with due respect to former President Obasanjo, he's a patron of my association and we recently interact. That aside, but politically, with due respect, he has no moral standing to say so. Even Yabo recently replied him. The latest that you're going around, his own biological daughter, on his moral background to come and decide for Nigeria who should be the next president. You see, why is it that Agbon, Abdul Salami Abubakar and Babangida still maintain some peace? You see, it is like a judge.
Peace and respect.
Respect. By the time that you are in peace, all we need to hear from him, Nigerians should please maintain peace and go for the best they want to go for. You understand? Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. In every state or every local government or every ward, you have people of divergent political opinion. Just like Olu have said, if you where I was at water farms for some time, if you go and put all the water farm workers in one place like this, definitely they're not going for one political party. And as a former head of state, former president, people accuse him of so many things. First and foremost, number one, he is worried to see any other president from Yoruba race to come because he never supported Awolowo as he confirmed. He never supported Abiola. Neither did he recognize the death of Abiola when he resumed office or even say anything good about it. There was this assumption. Secondly, even in the entire country, okay, you don't want anybody to have it good the way he too had it. You see, because Obasanjo now have reached a point whereby no matter how we reform our laws in this country, he cannot be prosecuted. One thing that we have in this country, as if former leaders, no matter the level of their problem, they cannot be prosecuted. Well, we are going up. We hope because we have started seeing South Africa now, former president in prison. You cannot just come together and do whatever you want to, like simply because of that immunity. That immunity they have in office, continue with them until they are no longer alive. So we have to develop. We may forgive all of them.
Constitutionally,
no, of course.
Constitutionally, immunity does not cover.
That's what I'm saying.
The written agreement.
That's what I'm saying.
It is just so as
you
not to demystify
exactly.
That.
I said we hope we want to start seeing governors. Although we started seeing governors behind bars now.
Yeah.
We want to see more ministers. Because one thing I want to even suggest, you see, for this country to survive, the next administration, no matter who
emerges.
Do you understand? If there's any one big side they should concentrate, is to continue the fight against corruption. Because the level of corruption that is still taking place due to non-compliance or non-commitment of political office holders and Nigerians fight corruption, because up to this moment, there's no true commitment from the general public or the people in power. You can see with agenda after his revelation. Instead of National Assembly that are trying to sabotage the whole issue, just the way the National Assembly sabotaged the formation of the court of a special court for corruption, the way they block NDDC pro, this off your mic, and so on. So that's how they want to do this. But I thank God, Emefiele is back. And then Emefiele is willing to answer any question. I've said, I'm not surprised if there's corruption in CBN, but what I'm still doubting is the amount that Kudaji is mentioned. I'm still doubting that amount. But I'm not surprised. There's corruption in every government office. No doubt. If there's corruption in everywhere, Why not CBN? CBN that they will just, the money is there. So please, let's have a system whereby former president, former ministers, former lawmakers will now also be answerable to the law of the land.
Olu Folorunsho.
Thank you very much, my brother. My prayer is that very soon, Procyon News will do more and better than this.
Amen.
Because there is an information I would have loved to pass across, especially for the benefit of our radio listeners. But since they can join us over here, like one of the callers said, Obasanjo deserve respect. No! Respect is reciprocal. You can see that I talk a lot of aphorism, idiomatic.
For the office you occupied.
It's reciprocal. That's why Musa said, for him, he should toe the line of Gowon. When you respect yourself, others will respect you. Definitely. And secondly, to my friend journalists, you know, once anything comes to public domain, it's public, it's open to criticism, to abuse, to anything. And that is why I always tell people, like the Yoruba adage said, the only place you command respect, first and foremost, is your house.
Yeah.
If you come out, if you take me to court, people will profile me. Not even only investigate. People, a lot of people today doesn't know the meaning of profiling. We journalists don't investigate. Security people, the only security agents that profile are DSS. Journalists profile you to know whether what you are claiming you are right or wrong. And that is why I quickly say, it's not egoistic when I say I've been in the system. I cannot be a member of our Vanguard since 1979. And you expect me to be thinking or talking like a street boogeyman at 60. 60, but it's not possible. And when you even look at Elders Club, I might not be a statesman. Times 2 of my age, Obasanjo cannot be. So automatically, I'm also an elderly person in my own right. And I'm also a journalist by profession, a journalist by occupation, and a journalist by vocation. 3 in 1.
Practice.
Now,
Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. You see, the issue is you have all spoken well. As a journalist, I look at it as everybody has its own right to his own opinion, including Obasanjo. He has the right to endorse rule. But my fear and my advice is not even to Obasanjo, is to the man he endorse. This is a Greek gift and should be taken with care. I am giving you a practical example of something that happened, and as a journalist, is a real. A minister of the gospel once go to a church one time and said, "We are behind so political parties." Believing that everybody, because they call him daddy, and they respect him, the next Sunday when he came, he found out that almost 2/3 of the church members are not there. Then he asked one of his people, "What happened? We are not seeing people in the church." Then after doing their own investigation, somebody come and say, "Most of the people now say, oh, since you have already in this one, we are going to the church who will also support us." Obasanjo should be a person like that. And Obi should be very careful that immediately that announcement comes, it is even more a problem for them. Because coming from a man who has a grudge with his vice president for years, today he forgives him, tomorrow they are back on the table again. Obi shouldn't think that Obasanjo is just welcoming him to embrace him with a full hand. He should take it to the feet of man and carefully. And then secondly, to my point, Nigeria, we have to ask for issue-based campaign.
Exactly.
Not campaign of things are not working, things are not moving. I remember early 2021. If I go to where my friend is living or somewhere like Parabarido, by this I will tell him I'm going back to Malawi where I'm doing yes. Because of kidnapping or all this. But today, you cannot move road. We can move road. We should be talking of things like that. We are not where we are supposed to be, we are out to be, but we are on the road. We're making progress. Any government that's coming to tread on that continue. And then we should enlighten our people. When people talk, we forget that within how many years, 3-4 years, we have great events that affect the world economy. You have the COVID-19 that brought the economy up. So even the so-called powerful country in the whole world are still struggling to it. I have a friend of mine, and a friend of mine who called from UK and said, Daddy, do you know the price of a loaf of bread that you people buy in 200 naira in Nigeria now is about 1,005? There, that is, there. And this is where our people say they want to tell Japa to run to. You see, understand me? You have to bet on issue-based problem. Then you come into the problem of the war between the Ukraine and Russia. That thing is affecting
sorry,
global
sir, that war is not between Ukraine and Russia. It's between Russia and NATO.
NATO, and then whatever you look at it, it has affected the whole world now. But we ought to have profit from this war. I think our house is in order.
I made presentation. You see, it baffles me. My heart bleeds when I learned that Africa are facing hunger because Ukraine is fighting.
Honestly,
I said, so Ukraine is feeding Africa with the vast natural resources that God gave us.
Yes,
we are not even ashamed to say that we are going hungry. Because Russia or Ukraine cannot export what kind of continent in the whole world? There's a secret revelation now which proves to these Western people that in the next 15-20 years to come, the safest place to live in the whole world is Africa.
Africa, yeah, sure.
And if you look at the flood, earthquake, and the recent snow.
Are you talking in terms of natural disasters or what?
You see, by the time that you have nature, you transform nature to anything you like.
No.
Africa have the land. Yeah. Africa have the atmospheric conditions. Africa have everything it takes to better a life. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It has everything it takes to better.
In terms of natural endowment.
Let me tell you. Let me just give you this example before you see, Africa, you can transform anything. But the problem of African leaders is that they want to move to genocide before they become the Rwanda of today.
Exactly.
You don't need to be a Rwanda of genocide before you become a Rwanda of today.
Exactly.
When you move into the realm, the last time I traveled to Rwanda, my brother, I look at that. Is this an African continent?
Yes.
The way things are set in that country, the way things move in that country, this is a country, and you look at them. Things are people, but they didn't bet on the path of vote. They got
we have a call here. Let's find out who this call is. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. Hello, welcome to Ground Zero. Oh, the person is listening to a delayed transmission.
Oh no.
All right.
So when you go to such a country like Rwanda, we don't need to pay another 1 million life. We need how many days? How many months? 9 months. We don't need to make such sacrifice before we come into our senses. And that is the direction that I think I'm very angry about it. My spirit is angry about that. Nigerians or African leaders
let's be wrapping up the program now. We have been able to look at all this from different angles, starting from when we started the program, linking up with Invicta FM, and even up to the point that we delinked from there and continue the conversation, and coming to the end of the program now. But before we come to the end of the program, I want to once again tell our listeners from all over the world that Ground Zero is a regular feature on Procyon Radio and Television. And on Tuesdays and Fridays from 5 to 6, we also network with Invicta FM. And like I have been telling you, we are almost reaching conclusion in the arrangement we are going to have with other radio stations that will be linking up with us and networking with us to bring you details of what we do on Ground Zero. My guests today that have been with me, we've talked about the strengths and weaknesses of the different political figures in Nigeria, and of course, the endorsement of Peter Obi by Obasanjo, former president, the backlash against the losses, and of course what advantage or disadvantage it can hold for whoever he's endorsing and for those that he did not endorse. We'll wrap it all up now until on Friday, when we'll be on for a terrestrial version. Like I tell you all of the time, you'll listen to a rerun of this same program tomorrow on Procyon Radio TV. PROCYON Procyon RTV. You can join us on all of the social media handles. The link to listen to us is right there. Click on the link and you'll be listening to us live and direct. Of course, tomorrow so will be a delayed transmission, but all other time can listen to us live. So I want to sincerely appreciate Musa Bala for having time to be on Ground Zero today. Musa Bala.
Thank you very much. And my word to Nigerians is that whichever political party you belong to, the first thing that should come to your mind is that you have a country to protect.
Zwahu Yanwaidi.
Yeah, thank you very much. My pleasure. Let's all put our thinking cap, look at our children and see the kind of future we want, and then vote whom we want to vote.
All right, Femi Oyelola.
2023, 2023, 2023. Stand by there. This year, put on your thinking cap, shine your eye, and ensure that you vote and you don't fight.
Olu Folorunsho.
Thank you very much. I will key into the last two contributors, my colleagues, by saying that Nigerians should endeavor and struggle to make the country a country of logical reasoners. Logical reasoners.